Good news for everybody in Canada that wants to buy an electric vehicle because the federal $5,000 rebate is back. However, there are some things that you do need to know about the new EV rebate program in Canada. Let's get into it. I decided to record everything on my laptop screen, only to make it easier so you can follow along at home. The federal government has brought back the $5,000 EV rebate. However, the EV that you're purchasing has to have a final transaction value of under $50,000. So $50,000 and under. There are some different exclusions, different wording. Let's try to get into it here. So what does final transaction value means? Well, it basically means the MSRP of the car. And there's a lot of EVs on the market now under that $50,000 range. So it says right here, this is straight from the Transport Canada's website. Inclusions: manufacturer suggested retail price, MSRP, trim inclusive of any other manufacturer dealership incentives or discounts, optional features and add-ons, optional packages, and all of that. What's interesting here is that the provincial taxes, federal taxes are actually excluded from the price. So this is a full dollar amount off the price of the EV. It's not added up and then deducted off the price. And what's also interesting in here, it doesn't include the PDI and freight, which makes up a huge amount of money on these cars. Like, you ever see those, MSRP $39,900, and then you actually get there and the price is like $43,000 because there's so many fees added up onto it. The dealership fees, however, are included. So dealership fee, service fee, admin fee, document fee, market adjustment fee. Oh, the market adjustment fee. This is going to be an interesting one that I think we're going to hear a lot about. And it says here, will a vehicle that has a suggested retail price of $50,000 be eligible for an incentive? Yeah. So it says right here, if Melissa and Joe find an EV model that has a starting price of $45,000 and they choose a high-end trim worth $2,000, a sunroof package, a blue color worth $600, since the final transaction value comes to $48,000, it would apply. Then it says Mohammed and Samira choose an EV for $49,000. They add winter tires, so winter tires are excluded from the price as well. They still get it. What's actually interesting here is that they notice that someone who adds a whole bunch of options to it says that it's not available for incentive, and you could go on to Transport Canada's website and read this. But however, I think there's a Tesla clause in here in line 4. Jim picks an EV that isn't listed on the EVAP vehicle list because the MSRP is $53,000. Since all options he wants are already included in the $53,000, he doesn't need to add anything else to the transaction. The manufacturer is also having a huge sale, so a $4,000 rebate is applied to the MSRP. At $49,000, it would qualify for the EVAP incentive, even though the vehicle is not included on the list. And that's the other thing with this program. We'll talk about Tesla in a minute. That's the other thing with this program, is that there needs to be a free trade agreement with the country. Basically, the EV has to be made in Canada. It has to, or coming from a country that has a free trade agreement with Canada. And they actually have a nice list on the website. Now, this list is not the official list. Like, you don't have to choose a car off of here because there's so many different models for sale now. So it's kind of like they just put together a suggested list, which of course it's not here, obviously, because I had everything ready to go and now we have to deal with this. And this is just talking about the different incentives. We'll do this EV rebate list. And there's a whole bunch of interesting cars on there. So here's the EVAP vehicle list. And you have your choices of EVs. 2024 Escape plug-in hybrid. That's the other thing, is $2,500 off for a plug-in hybrid. Again, has to be made in Canada or free trade agreements. But I don't think anybody's selling any 2024s in stock, but we'll go through it to like page 3. So you have one of the most interesting ones on here are the Korean products, so Kia and Hyundai, because Canada and Korea, we have a full free trade agreement with them. So there's a lot of good EVs on that list. Particularly one of them interesting here is the EV6 Lite rear-wheel drive. So 64 kilowatt-hour battery, about 400 kilometers of range. So not the full 84 kilowatt-hour battery that you would get in the higher trim models, but still an 800-volt car, still a fast-charging car. That could be interesting to someone. Rear-wheel drive, I know you might be saying that might not be great, but it's better than nothing. All the Equinox EVs are on here because those are made in Mexico. Great value. Perhaps not the best charging electric cars around, but mid 400 kilometers of range, sometimes well up into the 500 range. The Ultium platform, solid platform from GM. Mach-E, again, standard range, still an excellent choice as well. It'd be hard for me to choose between both of them. I'm not too sure what I would pick. What I would pick between those two. Probably the Mach-E. I think it drives better. Fiat 500e is on the list. Actually, that's the cheapest electric car in Canada right now. The lease payment on that in Quebec, and Quebec still has a $2,000 rebate, is like $150 a month plus tax. A lot of people I know are going out and getting them. I should have held out a lot longer than that. Then what else do we have here? The EV4 is on the list. The Kia EV4 will get to Tesla. We'll get to the EV4. There are plug-in hybrids on here, so Prius plug-in hybrids are on here as well, $2,500 rebate. That's on there. The Toyota BZ XLE front-wheel drive is on there as well. That just got updated. That has an AX port. Huge updates to the BZ. We'll be having that on the channel hopefully shortly. And again, Charger RT Scat Pack. I don't think they're making these cars anymore. I have to find out from my friends at Stellantis, but my friends at Stellantis, I was with them for half an hour last week chatting, and the Fiat 500s, they can't keep them in stock at that price. The most interesting car and something what I would recommend and what I would personally buy and what I will probably buy on this list is the EV4 in wind configuration, because you get the 81 kilowatt hour battery versus the 58 kilowatt hour battery that you get on the base model, and the heat pump as well. It's about $4,000 more, but it's a lot better car. I mean, just for the extra battery size and the heat pump alone, it makes it totally worth it to go out and get it. Then you have the Niro, kind of getting on in age. I think I would wait for the EV3 for the Niro, and the same thing with the Kona, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff on here. The Bolt is here as well. If you can get one, I don't know if I would go for it. I think I would wait for the EV3 actually. You might be saying, where is the Nissan Leaf on this list? Well, that is made in a few different locations, none of which we have a current free trade agreement with. We're having lots of trade tensions with at the moment, so that's not on the list. And it says right here, eligibility criteria, bought or leased new after February 16th, 2026, be made in Canada or countries that have a free trade agreement with Canada, have at least 4 functioning wheels. Wow, no Reliant Robin electric for you. Well, I'm glad they put that in there, four wheels. Wow, crucial stuff. So there's none of that, but lots of good EVs on this list. When I actually checked this out today, it was only 4 pages and they increased it to 7. I mean, if you can't find something on here, then you're probably really picky, because there's a lot of good cars. This is not a complete list, but what's going to start happening here is manufacturers are going to start adjusting pricing so that certain models and certain trim levels get into that final transaction price range. And we all know Tesla is going to do this. We all know that they're going to figure it out somehow. We're getting them sourced from Giga Berlin. I think those fall under the Canada-European trade agreement, much like the 500e. I got a funny feeling that this rebate program, if they could price that Model Y standard, the new standard Model Y, if they could price that like 46, 47, this rebate program is going to end very, very soon because people are going to go out and buy those like crazy, even though you might have opinions on Tesla. For me, the EV4, and wait for the EV3 before you go out and do anything. If you're looking for an SUV, something reasonably sized SUV, wait for the EV3 to come out, the Kia EV3. For myself, if you need a car, go out and get the EV4. We have a whole review up on that. Fastest charging car on this list is the EV6, smaller battery. It was still 800 volt architecture. It will still charge well. That's the fastest charging car. What else do we have here on the list? Fiat 500e, again, great car. I have one. And you have your Equinox and your Mustang Mach-E standard range. I think I would go for, it's hard. I think the Mach-E drives better. I know I said that, but maybe the Equinox is better value and you could get a better deal on it. The only thing I'm scared of, two ways, like I just said, the dealers and manufacturers might start adjusting their pricing, or they could raise their pricing just to get it, just so it meets that threshold, and or put on a whole bunch of junk fees. Dealerships with junk fees are crazy. And this also applies to plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, which is cool with me. Mitsubishi Outlander, probably the best out there on the market currently. Really, really suggest that one. And fuel cell electric vehicle. Why do they still put effing hydrogen vehicles on this list? When was the last time you saw a hydrogen vehicle driving in Canada? I've never seen one here outside of the car show a few years ago because there's no place to fill them. Why do they still put that on there? Like, yes, go and buy a Mirai and then suddenly realize you can't fill it up anywhere. In fact, I think Toyota in California has actually told Mirai owners to stop making payments on them because of that class action lawsuit. Like, why? Why is that still on there? Hydrogen is such a dead end. Like, it's just absolutely mind-boggling that they would put that on the list. Where there's no, I live in Montreal. We're like 4 million people in the greater Montreal area. There's not one hydrogen filling station here. There's not a single one. I think there's one in Quebec City. That's the only hydrogen filling station. But do you know what there's a lot of? EV charging. Right there on my street, there's 4 EV chargers. There's the DC fast chargers down the street. Like, where are you going to fill your hydrogen car? Like, it's so stupid that they still put that up there. So I think we covered everything. I don't know if I made a good explanation of it. I hope the dealerships don't get burned with the rebates as they did last time. A lot of dealerships got locked out of the rebates because Tesla decided to file all their rebate claims on the same day and burn up like $20 million of cash. But I think that's going to be it, actually. I don't think there's anything else we really need to discuss. This is a great program, but at the same time, too, if you make your EV in Canada, this is essentially $5,000 of free money going to the manufacturer. And there's no limit on price for Canadian cars. So you could sell an $80,000 Canadian car and still be getting some sort of rebate. Now, I know the rebate is ending and you can't make car factories within like 2 or 3 years. That will be difficult. And you might be asking, will this apply to Chinese vehicles that are coming in at the moment? Eventually, I shouldn't say at the moment. Oops, spoke too soon. I said the quiet part out loud. No, it won't, because Canada and China don't have a free trade agreement. We only have reduced tariffs at whatever that 6% is. So no, that won't apply. But I think we're going to get flooded with $30,000 to $35,000 models or $30,000 to $40,000 models, and yeah, it will be useless at that point. The cars will be priced well, so you won't need any incentives. This is basically just to kickstart the market again. The dealers, manufacturers are sitting on a lot of inventory, and yeah, last time I checked, Canada still has emission regulations. We did not decide to go back to 1949. And burn leaded fuel and have no emission controls. We are still a nation of science. So I agree with the program. It seems much better organized this time. It'll kickstart the industry. A lot of friends in the industry are very happy. Comment below, what do you think? Do you agree with this, with the rebate program? Should the provinces bring back their own rebate programs, or bump them up to a match? I mean, they sold a lot of cars last time under the when we had the full $12,000 in Quebec. So it will be very interesting as we're going through here. And I don't think we really missed out. $2.3 billion over 5 years, and they want to get 840,000 EVs on the road. Like I said, you could go on Transport Canada's website and read everything here. I'm just here to make a quick video and give you recommendations on electric cars. For me personally, I would have liked to have seen maybe a used car EV rebate in the $2,000, but all those cars that are being sold on the used market already had a rebate applied to them. So like that would be like a third rebate and might upset some people. They're saying, how many rebates do you need to sell the car? But I personally think a $2,000 rebate would have been awesome. And that's pretty much it. We're not going to go into the dealership redemption, which starts in April, I believe. That's not my department. That's above my pay grade, the dealership redemptions. So there's a lot of good cars out there in Canada now, and I'm telling you, wait. If you're looking for an SUV of some sort, wait for the EV3. Wait for it. I'm telling you, it's going to be good. And if you need a car right now, go out and get an EV4. Or Equinox, Mustang, Mustang Mach-E, that sort of thing. There's a lot of good cars out there. And again, respect the final transaction value of the vehicle and you're good to go. I cannot wait. I actually might take advantage of this. The Mini goes back in December. We're on the fence about buying it back. But if I can still apply a full Quebec rebate of $2,000 plus the $5,000 federal rebate, I'm probably going to get an EV4 long range, because we're getting, it's not, we love the Mini, but these small range EVs, they're kind of annoying to deal with on extra long road trips. I shouldn't say annoying, but they're not really optimized for long road tripping. They can do it, but they're not optimized for it. And I would prefer to have a car that has a longer range, bigger battery, something slightly bigger inside, a bit more comfortable to drive. And that's it. That's going to cover this. You can check out all of the programs, all of the cars here. We even have some of the cars, as you can see up here. That's fine. They actually don't have any of their rebates up yet. That's strange. Here's the Nissan Leaf, and the rest is just, I was looking up some trade documents to get that right, and some ranges. So let me know what you think. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for everyone who's subscribing, everybody who's watching. I do the best I can with these videos. I generally make them when I come home from work and I've been thinking all day in my head, writing down notes. So yeah, rebates back. We are a nation of science. We are a nation of tech, and we are a nation of understanding. And the only way this is going to work is that we do have to throw some rebates out there, and people will buy them. Everybody I've spoke to who wants an electric car, their biggest problem has been the price, and things are getting better in that range, and I promise you they will get better in a few years from now. Like, the prices are already coming down. That's a promise I make to you. I don't know how I can keep it, but it's definitely a promise that I can make. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.